Hello, everybody, and thank you for joining us here at Energy and Water Development Corporation's channel. Just want to let you guys all know what we're going to be doing with this video series. We're going to be running through company updates and industry updates, answering any questions you guys have. So if you have any during any of these, don't be afraid to send them over. And of course, introducing members of the team. So who better to kick us off for video number one than Chief Operations Officer for the past decade, Irma Velazquez. Irma, how are you today?
Very well, thank you. Thank you for having me. Nice to be here.
Very glad to have you on and get this kicked off. Very excited. What I typically like to do, though, is start off by talking about your past that led you up to this point first. So tell me about your motivations as a businesswoman.
Well, I basically was, let's say, educated in United Nations. I was working for United Nations for more than a decade. And I always was focused on emergency response, project development. And that allows me really to understand what are the real needs in the countries. And by the end of my career there, when I started to decide to go to the private sector, I noticed that there is a lot of misunderstanding about the proper use of technologies to resolve the real needs of the places. So this is why I start to focus in climate change and the use of renewables. And located in Switzerland, I start to focus in the analysis of the new technologies that they were in the market to really identify the best solutions.
Interesting. So what is it that draws you into this field?
There is a lot of waste of knowledge, energy, and resources in the planet. There is unfortunately a huge misunderstanding of what we are living regarding the climate change consequences. So people get very scared about the same story, oh, climate change, all the consequences, etc. And you really need to find the right dialogue for the right audience in that aspect. So what it pushed me there, it was first of all to educate properly myself in this area, and then trying to transfer this understanding and this presentation of new technologies that they are available and they can give a real solutions in the different environments of these conditions now.
Yeah, it really sounds like you're a perfect puzzle piece here for Energy and Water Development Corp. So tell me then how you became a part of the team and how you landed the role of Chief Operating Officer.
I was working in a company for renewables already, for atmosphere water, not for atmosphere water generation, sorry, for purification, solar purification systems of water. And then I start to have an interaction with other parties. And then I have the opportunity to meet Eurosport Active Corporation, which was the previous name of this company. And they invite me to work with them, and they start to, see how we can join forces, especially in experience and knowledge. And this is why I joined Eurosport Active Corporation, that now is Energy and Water Development Corporation.
Perfect, Irma. If you can then now kind of describe what the role of Chief Operations Officer really looks like on the day-to-day for people. Can you demystify it?
It is really a very special position, because you need to be aware of everything that is going on in your company. You need to educate yourself every single day, forever and ever. And I think that is great. I like it, but it's a huge responsibility, because you really invest yourself in understand everyday changes in the conditions, and the problems, and in the solutions. Besides, Energy and Water Development Corporation is a public company. So you need to be very accurate in your filings. You need to give information to your shareholders. You need to try to be up to date with this information. So it's a very heavy agenda, I must say.
Yeah, it sounds like it. Whenever you're a publicly traded company, there's those two sides to the business, right? And as you said, when you're publicly traded, you have a responsibility to keep shareholders informed and up to date with things, with a lot of diligence on your end. And yeah, it's a tough gig, especially in your role there. About to say, so last but not least, what are you most excited about diving into this series? What's the thing you really want to get across to people?
I really want to help in the understanding to the people that this is not about just to put a system in the field. This is not about just to sell machines or technologies. This is about to get the real solution for the real need, as is the slogan that we used to use. We really, and we have invested ourselves for more than a decade in understanding all the technologies that they are coming in the market. We actually even now filed a patent for the configuration of the self-sufficient energy supply atmosphere water generation. And this is a consequences of more than a decade of work. We have invested ourselves and tried to analyze this. What could be the best configuration for a solution that can work in certain conditions? And I think that is what is important for us, is to bring in the market a real solution that can really not only sort it out the current situation, but it can be sustainable.
Wonderful. Well, Irma, it sounds like we're going to have a lot to chat about over this series. Thank you, everybody, for watching. If you guys have any other questions, don't be afraid to send them over to us. We will happily dive into them. But for now, Irma, any last words before we go?
Well, I welcome you to join us and send us all your questions and be part of us. Join us. This is a very long-term adventure, and we can definitely identify great opportunities.
Perfect. Well, again, Irma, thank you so much for your time today, and have a wonderful day.
Thank you. You too.